Hey guys, this is Blake here. I'm going to be reviewing Super 8. This is not going to be an easy review for me because really there's very little I can say that hasn't been said before. So first off, my starting thoughts when I first saw the teaser trailer. And it looked fine, but honestly the only thing that really stood out to me was I was wondering, was Spielberg involved in like every single summer blockbuster ever? It seems like I always see produced by Steven Spielberg. And so I had kind of a laugh at that. But otherwise, I had no real opinion. It looked fine. Although if you've seen that teaser trailer, the actual train crash is completely different. It's shot from a different angle and everything. Then I saw the main trailer, and I thought it looked good, but I was concerned because it felt like it had to be great. It could not just be good. And J.J. Abrams, he's a talented filmmaker, but he's yet to make something I consider to be great. I liked Mission Impossible 3, I liked Cloverfield, and I liked Star Trek, but I didn't love any of them. I didn't think any of them were really great. They were just good for what they were. So, would Super 8 be a major success or a major failure? And I kept thinking because J.J. is one of those like wonder child directors that we have right now, along with Zack Snyder. And, this could either really make J.J.'s directing career skyrocket, or it could ruin him like Sucker Punch did for Zack Snyder. But I thought it was a great movie, and indeed, without a doubt, it's his best movie. Like I said, this is going to be difficult to explain because really, I think every other review has covered it so well. If you want to watch a really good review of it, I'd say watch Nerd with Words review of Super 8. I think he nailed it best of all. The first thing this film does is that it introduces characters we really like, we really relate to. I wasn't especially like any of these kids, but the short pyromaniac kid, I knew a kid just like him, even though he wasn't a pyromaniac. But he looked the same, he acted the same, it was uncanny. But they're realistic but in an endearing way. They don't feel like movie kids, but they're not as annoying as real life kids. If you guys ever want to see a movie with annoying real life kids, watch The Children, a 2008 horror film. That really made me not want to have kids. But these characters, they're all very interesting. They're all pretty dynamic. I really just attached to them instantly. Now, the drama, that I expected to work anyway, and this film does have some many heart-wrenching moments. Plenty of heartwarming and plenty of tear-jerking moments. But what really saved it for me was the comedy. I found these kids to be incredibly funny. And that, I think, is what kept me interested the most. I felt that if it was just too much drama, it would eventually just become kind of stuffy and claustrophobic. I would have just kind of wanted out of the movie. But the humor really makes things much more fun. And the dialogue is really smart, really intelligent. And just some of the scenes you'd see like in the background, like when they're filming their zombie movie, you see a kid pick up the phone and he's just going, I just laughed at that kind of stuff. And the theater, the people who I watched it with, they all had a blast. Everybody was always laughing. But really, and this is where I think the film was difficult to market, is that I couldn't really call it a single genre. It's not really a horror film, even though there are definitely moments where it certainly resembles a horror film. It's not really an action movie. It's I always consider sci-fi to be a setting, not a genre. So, I'm not sure how to market it. But I could just say that it handles all of these elements perfectly. When the film wants to be scary, I thought it was. When the film wants to be funny, it is. And when the film wants to be dramatic, it is. And when a film wants to be a real bombastic spectacle, I think it succeeded there too. It just nails everything that it wants to be perfectly while not necessarily being all of one thing. A lot of people compared it to like the classic Spielberg films, and I definitely agree there. Just from the plot modus, the whole children being the main characters and the parents being distant. It is very old school Spielberg. And you see this, I think, the most, though, in just some of the visual style. Everything seems so classy, for lack of a better word. And it just looks great. I can't really think of any problems with the direction. Just there's some really great shots. Good special effects, although I'll talk a little bit more of that later. And I can't even think of anything else to say. I just thought it was an all-around great experience. The problem, like everybody else once again has said, is the third act. I will say this. I thought the third act was good in itself. I thought, it had some real good intense sequences, some phenomenal special effects. And I was all around still interested, but it just kind of felt like it got rushed. They figured out a lot of stuff about what the thing is, and it just comes too late, and the whole resolution between the parents, it just didn't feel right. It just kind of like resolved itself without even any real dialogue or anything. And the CGI, when you see what it is, the thing, for lack of a better word, it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not especially good either. So I think the first two acts, though, they were great. I'd say that those first two acts just in themselves were a great movie. But then the third act just kind of stepped down to just being good. So that kept it from being perfect, but otherwise I definitely recommend that everybody check this out. It was just a complete... It was just like, they don't make movies like this anymore. It's just an all-around wonderful experience. If you want to read my written review, just please check the link in my description. That is all. I'll see you guys later.